Our cities are right on the front lines of a global crisis. So, how do we build them to be smarter, more resilient, and truly ready for what's coming? Today, we're going to look at a really innovative European project called EPD-Net, which has a fascinating answer to that exact question.
At the very heart of this whole project is this simple but really powerful idea: filling the gap. Okay, so what is this gap? And why is closing it so absolutely critical for the future of our cities? Let's dive in.
All right, let's start with the stakes, because honestly, they couldn't be higher. Europe is facing some unprecedented threats, and it's becoming crystal clear that our current way of doing things, our current approach to city planning, is just not keeping up.
What we're seeing is basically a perfect storm. You've got climate change fueling all this extreme weather. Our cities are growing faster than ever, and the natural ecosystems that are supposed to support them are under insane pressure. These things aren't happening in isolation. They're all mixing together, making disasters like floods and wildfires way more likely. And yet, in how we respond to all this, there's a huge piece of the puzzle that's been almost completely ignored.
And that piece we've been ignoring? It isn't just about the threats out there. It's about a vulnerability that's hidden right inside our own systems, what we can call a critical skills gap.
So this brings us right to the main question, doesn't it? What exactly is missing? What are we not getting right when it comes to building safer, more sustainable cities?
Well, the research points to this massive gap in how we train the very people who shape our cities. The planners, the designers, the decision makers. They're missing a crucial mix of skills. We're talking green skills for sustainability, digital skills for modern problem solving, resilient skills for disaster prep, and the know-how to bring in deep tech. This is the gap we desperately need to fill.
Okay, so how do we fill that gap? Well, this is where EPD-Net comes into the picture. It's a brand new alliance built from the ground up to take on this very modern, very complex challenge.
EPD-Net stands for the Ecological Planning and Design Learning Network. It's a huge Erasmus Innovation Alliance project. And what that means is it's bringing together this powerhouse team from all over Europe. Universities, NGOs, public agencies, tech partners, all collaborating to tackle this skills gap head-on.
And get this isn't some vague, open-ended research project. EPD-Net is a super focused, structured project with a clear 36-month timeline. That's 3 years, dedicated to coming up with and rolling out a real solution. That kind of timeline tells you they're serious.
So what's their core mission? This is where it gets really interesting. They're creating an AI-based adaptive smart training module. Think about that. It combines AI-powered lessons with a system that actually learns and adapts to the user. All of it focused on ecological planning and tying it directly into disaster management. This is how they're planning to build those deep tech and resilient skills that are missing right now.
It's a really ambitious vision, for sure. So how do they plan to make it a reality? The answer is a super clear 4-phase action plan. The way they're doing this is just so logical. First, they kick off with a ton of research and a needs assessment across all the partner countries, just to make sure they're solving the right problems. Second, they actually build the thing, the flexible AI-supported training system. Third, they pilot it, testing the module out in the real world in all sorts of different places. And finally, they focus on making it last, using something called the ECHO model to build a network that keeps the knowledge and the impact spreading long after those initial 36 months are up.
And this really brings us to the ultimate goal. The whole point of this initiative is to move beyond just producing things and actually create real, tangible impact. There's a quote from the project's own material that just captures their philosophy perfectly. Our goal is not only to produce outputs, but to create impact. This isn't about ticking off boxes or publishing papers. It's about making a genuine difference in how resilient our communities are and in people's actual lives. The project even calls itself a locomotive for transformation, and that's such a powerful way to put it, right? It speaks to just how big their ambition is. The goal is to drive change from the university classroom all the way to the people making decisions in City Hall, connecting education directly to how safe communities are on the ground.
So, to wrap it all up, EPD-Net is setting out to do exactly what we talked about at the beginning, filling that critical gap in ecological planning for disaster resilience. It's about imagining a world where the people building our cities have all the green, digital, and resilient skills they need to make them truly safe and sustainable for all of us. It's a really powerful vision for a safer future. If you want to follow their journey, you can learn more at their website. Thanks for tuning in.